Claire, how the hell do we end up here? Hello. So what started, right? How did we end up?
I see DMs.
I know. What's this was meant to be? Me and you, little Instagram chat.
A live video.
And now
we're here.
I'm here, Panic the Mother HQ.
I stood to myself, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's good though, but this is
to,
normal.
like this.
All this. But you're looking
I'm
natural.
fine with stories.
Yeah.
But this is new to me.
This is new.
So I've got my fluff.
Your fluff, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But this is why I think this all come about with us saying we should have a chat. We should talk about mental health and the reality that is our world, the non-clinical, the real life, the taking all of the bullshit out of it. And it ends up me flying out to Ibiza to come and do it on location. I guess it's probably wise to let people know who are watching this, who we are, what we do. So I'm part of We're Hummingbird, as you know, which is a mental health organisation that looks to use music for helping people find their voice and breaking the stigma and all the challenges that come with it. And we're certainly really geared up to make sure that people feel comfortable and able to communicate.
This is why I was drawn to you in the first place. It was after watching a live that you had done, because I hadn't seen anywhere else that spoke about mental health like I did. And I was like, I've got to slide right in.
You slide right in. It's not often women slide into my inbox. I thought it was by error.
I slid in and we just started chatting, didn't we? And then I disappeared for a while, which is my usual party trick.
I think that's interesting to point out, because you do have lived experience, as do I. And you vanished. And is it you've got your fluff pool there, and we've got our lobster on here.
I won't this will get easier, but at the moment, I'm very panicky and so out of my comfort zone. And obviously everything that we've been doing building up to this, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of overwhelm. And the more stressed and overwhelmed I get, all my autistic traits just flare up. And then the more that I know they're happening, so like fucking shotgun on them tickets.
But it's
I've actually got my earphones in now. And it gets worse and worse. And then I'm like, oh fuck, now I'm going to be stuttering. Now I'm not going to be able to talk properly. I'm going to be moving around too much. And then when you become more aware of it, it gets even worse.
I think that's really important then for people to know this lived experience. So like you said, this is tough for you. I mean, it's tough for me, but it's tough for you. We all do this differently. This is my show. I did a theme tune, but it is, right? It's tough for you. You've got your headphone in, you've got your thing there, we've got our lobster. We had to change a camera person this morning and things like that. And I think this is... No. But this is the real shit, basically, that doesn't get seen. And this is why we're doing this. This is why...
And I've interrupted you
talking
about your amazing charity.
You're more important. We'll come back.
All the time.
But this, I think, is good for people to know. We're going to tell them a little bit about what we've got coming up. But this is real. This is... You've been worried in case you want to get up and get the cat. And you just go and get it. Because this is life, I know. This is what people don't see when they watch genuine, pre-recorded, sterile, clinical programs. And unfortunately... That's not the world. This is it. This is when when you leave me a voice note that lasts 2 seconds, you go, oh, I just got bored. You know? All right.
Or tell you get that person and don't fuck it up.
Yeah. So like we're a Hummingbird, but I want to know more about you. We'll come back to me at Hummingbird. What's going on with you? What's your...
So 3 years ago, I started Panic the Mother on Instagram.
Now you're Panic the Mother, right?
I am Panic the Mother. There's literally no way around it.
Yeah.
And Panic the Mother, the whole thing is born out of my panic, my mental, my everything that I am, I guess, that didn't fit into anything. Yeah. And it's born out of having a tough ride and not fitting in. Not knowing I was mental. Well, come on.
Because you say that a lot, and that's what I love.
I say it a lot. My therapist always says to me, don't say that because you're putting yourself down. I'm like, but I'm not. I do this, by the way, and I don't know when to do it, but I see people do it, so I'm like, let's just put that in.
Just bracket it.
Yeah, well, this is just how I am, how I do it. And it's just how it is. But yeah, like I had children, I've got 3 sons. Harry is 14, George is 12, and Max is 9, nearly 10. And my whole experience of being a mum when they were like 0 to now, but mainly 0 to 5, was horrific. Yeah. And I was undiagnosed with all this stuff. So I never took them swimming. Yeah. I couldn't buy the list was endless of stuff I couldn't do. Panic attack after panic attack, just everything. It was just horrific, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just thought I was crazy. Other people told me I was crazy. I was bullied an awful lot on the school run by the way I dress.
Looks good though, right?
I don't know what it is today. I don't think I'm dressed like I feel like I've dressed up the table a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
All I can say is it's good thing one of us made the effort today, right?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting much more, to be honest with you, Ian. You've
come to know it from me.
Yeah, so...
We're accessorising.
Yeah, and then my very best friend got diagnosed with cancer. Yeah. And my life just literally...
all changed.
Yeah. And she passed away within 6 months, and that was the most horrific, life-changing experience ever. Because of that whole thing of you don't expect it to happen to someone that age. Anyway, it was. I've never obviously experienced watching someone have literally the life taken out of them to the point of no life, and it was horrific. Yeah. And from that point, like they say, don't make any decisions in the first year of grief. I did. I left my husband. Yeah. Who's lovely, by the way. Yeah. I always have to say that.
We know.
Hold on.
Lovely.
No, he actually... Oh, fucking hell, he is.
He is lovely.
What a pickle I've got myself in now.
No, but you hear you talk, and you do. You've still got so much love for that. Yeah. It just wasn't to be in your life, was it? That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then... What else did I do? I started planning a mother. I went to the Priory. Yeah. First stop. Yeah. Got diagnosed with OCD, ADHD, eragophobia, post-traumatic stress disorder, panic disorder, and generalised anxiety disorder. But they missed 4 years later. It appears they missed quite a big part of the puzzle, which is autism.
Autism out.
Yeah, I just started planning up. It's taken me fucking forever. I pull off Instagram all the time. Yeah. I get overwhelmed. Yeah. I've turned my DMs off now because if people message me, I can't be that person that would be like, oh, you don't have to get back to them, or you can do it later. I can't take the guilt of that, so I'd have to, and it's another thing, and it layers and layers, and it's been hard trying to start a business and do stuff with how I am because it's taken me so long because in that time, I lost my other friend to suicide, which was, after Becky passed away. He was called James. And then, stuff happened. I had a miscarriage and different, things happened and just life, I guess.
But this, and I can't stress, it's so brave of you to, it's not brave, it's so nice of you and refreshing of you to talk honestly. And I think this is the...
I don't have the filter. Is it a filter that people
have? But why should you? And this is the whole point of this. This is why we talk. This is why we communicate. This is why we're doing this, because it's the removal of the filter. It's saying, well, this is who I am.
Yeah. Well, this is how Planet Love's company started. It was me. I did a live, which I hate fucking lives, but I did a live when I first started on Instagram. I had like fucking 200 followers or something. Yeah. And I got my book, I've still got it, I'll just bring it out. And I'd wrote down, like, in my panic, all these words that people had said to me, all these things, labels and stuff that you get. And I read it all out, and I was just so honest. But the feedback was so many more people then being like, oh my God, I feel like, then I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
It's amazing.
Okay, so I'm not the only one.
No. And that's why it's so important. This is, you're not the only one. And I say this when I do interviews.
I'm not special. My psychiatrist said I
Is this manipulative? You are massively special. You are massively special. You know. But I think it's having the, like, every time I talk to people, one of the biggest key things that comes out of it is the realisation that they're not the only one.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I think of it like a mini little army starting up. Yeah. Like I think that everyone I engage with.
Well,
so again,
it's a good army to be in, because I think for every person that says or ever replied to my stories and said, like, oh my God, like, I can relate to this, like, it's like, oh, it makes me feel so much better. But that's how Panic Loves Company started. I did the live, so many messages. I was like, oh, I'll do a WhatsApp group. Yeah. Terrible idea, that got out of control. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to call everyone and give an hour, talk to them on the phone. Did that. Well, that doesn't work out well. So then I started a Facebook group, and it started off brilliantly. But again, withdrawing. I don't like Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. So I was like, okay, let's just crack on with what I want, which is a mental health charity.
Because you're looking to do, Panic Loves Mother is looking to become, and you were talking about this yesterday, the charity that gives back, that communicates with everyone, much same as what we do, and I'll finish the We Are Hummingbird bit in a minute, you little thief. But it's having the, because obviously by living now, fashion designer, right?
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently so. I'm waiting for you to design me some new threads. I'm waiting, I was going to keep dropping it. It's fashion designer, and then Panic Loves Company, which would be the charitable arm of it.
Yeah, and an LP coach as well. So
an LP
which
coach,
I trained in after the Priory, after that diagnosis. I just thought there's got to be another way to look at being mental and positivity. And I'm as cheesy as some people think it's cheesy, I'm a sucker for all motivational stuff. And I swear before the video, and I do it all the time. That's why I'm looking at my phone, because I'm talking about YouTube, so I'm like that's on there. But anyway, and oh my God. And I think the only reason I ever thought they were cheesy is because they were saying stuff that was true, and I didn't want to take accountability for myself and my own happiness, because it's a lot easier to be like, I'm like that because of you.
I think one of the things that, so like you listen to YouTube, part of We Are Hummingbird, we formed in a similar kind of way from this. So actually, I have two great business partners, John and Carl, who created We Are Hummingbird, and essentially one of their closest friends took his life, and these two boys went through, and there was another guy, Ben, at the start, who unfortunately doesn't do as much for us now, but John and Ben and Carl went through this massive roller coaster of emotions, like, fuck, how dare he? I can't believe he has, like, all these emotions. And I guess, like most people, like, we need to do something about it. And they had a bit of a background in the music world and a bit of an understanding of some artists. And they were like, oh, let's put on a gig. Let's put this gig on. We've got to do more. But what they quickly realised to me is we didn't relate to anything that was out there. We didn't relate to all the amazing charities. And there are loads of amazing charities. But we're all, like, you're an individual, I'm an individual, everyone here is individual. And to think that everyone
needs the same way.
Yeah, it doesn't. And when I was at rock bottom, and I'm looking at stuff thinking, I just don't relate to this guy and I don't relate to that guy and this means nothing. I was like, well, it must be millions of people that just don't, like you said, that don't connect to what's there.
Yeah, don't connect. And also this thing of, it's the way that we talk about mental health. I mean, like, oh, it's so tiring. Like, I'm so sick of saying the same spiel. It's bullshit. It's just bullshit.
But part of the problem, and this is again one of the things, is people only start to seek. So we at Hummingbird, like, how do we create something that's consistent, that goes throughout? Not only when people have hit rock bottom, but before and after.
No aftercare.
No, we'll come on to that in a bit. But it's about forming a community. So we're a community of music lovers, and we're like, no matter, there's no one in the world that doesn't like music of some sort, of some vibe or taste, whether it be classical, whether it be rock, whether it be dance, whatever it is, someone's got something. And so, well, how do we when you're in a club or a festival and that person next to you, you might not know them, but they're your best mate because they're sharing the same experience. How do we recreate that? And that was essentially what we did. We just started to recreate playlists and get a monthly, every Friday, get that shared. And we've built this community of people that are with us through good and bad, when the time's, shit, and when they need to reach out. I know, you're doing good, aren't you? But when it's good and when it's bad, and they can just constantly come to us and feel it. And that's the real important thing.
I just love what you put out. You're the only actually other charity that I've come across that's got that vibe, and I think that's so important. My goal, my actual one of the money for Planet Loss Company is for, so I don't have a phone. Oh my God, I do have a phone. Give me my phone.
What's on your
phone?
Go like,
you'd go like this. You go, oh, hey Barry. Yeah, it's Karen. I'm not coming to work today because I'm really deep in my depression today. Yeah. Can you let psychiatrist Pete know that it's been amazing since you've had this mental health team in the workplace. It's just helped so much. So anyway, but obviously this is a pre-recording because you know that when I'm in my deepest darks of depression, there's no fucking way I'd be calling in sick. So thanks for having this amazing space where I've got this opportunity to do this. Okay, bye, Brian.
We call him Brian.
It was Barry, wasn't it? Bye, Barry. Done.
Do you know what the funny thing is there? And I did love that role play. Well, I love two things. Two, in that is how it needs to be.
Bullshit, isn't it?
And the second thing you hit on there.
Do you know how many people are losing their jobs because they're either calling in sick continuously or they're not calling in sick?
Yeah.
I mean, bear in mind, I can't even wash when you're in that state. You don't even give a fuck. Like calling in sick for work, and it's just more of a shame circle then. Oh, I didn't call in sick, and now they're going to think this and that, and it's just bullshit.
That's one of the things that you just said there now. I guess, again, people don't realise. One of the things that grates me all the time is when you see posts, and I like the posts that go out, oh, if you're down, call me. No, if you're down, the last thing you're going to do is call anyone. If you're down, I'll call you.
You were like, to me, weren't you? You were like, you know I'm here and stuff, but I know you won't call me.
But it's the truest thing, yet we all live in this world where we think, if someone's depressed, they'll pick up the phone and go, I'm depressed. Of course they're not.
And it's not even depression,
it's not anything, or just feeling shit. I think, again, I talk about this a lot. I've got 2 young girls, and I do this for them. I do this for them, and I do it for my grandchildren, because we have to change
narrative around it.
And that's not something, as much as we can drive forward, we can keep pushing, we keep trying to do things like this and make more people stop and question and think, actually, are my thoughts correct? Am I, discriminate against people? Until we let the youth who are wanting to talk about LGBT, they want to talk about gender fluidity, they want to talk about mental health, until we let them keep talking and not go, you can't talk about that. Until we let them do that, it's not going to change. And that's the key thing. We do this to allow the youth to be able to talk freely and openly and go, fucking hell, I'm not well. So why are we here? Why are we here? Because it was raining in England.
Because I didn't want to come to the UK.
Why would you? I think for us it was kind of looking at.
We tried a live, didn't we? And it was shit. Let's do it internet, and I don't like lives. And I was like, you know what, I shouldn't. Afterwards, I was like, I shouldn't have said yes because actually I'm not comfortable with them. So I was like, I'm not doing that. But we wanted to hang out and we wanted to do something that was, I don't know, like, I guess just a.
Well, we always said a series, so to let everyone know who's tuned in, who's still watching what's going to happen, we're going to do a short one, and we thought, no, we're far too ambitious/stupid to do that, so why don't we make it 6-part, and we're going to have a different subject for each. There's a few where it's just me and you, and we'll be talking about different mental health conditions or current stigma, so we'll be talking about parenting.
Big one.
Parenting when mental.
Big one for me.
Lots of swear words probably, so if you're pre-9 o'clock, apologies, but probably lots of swearing, lots of honest conversation, no bullshit. Parenting.
T-shirt and shirt combo.
T-shirt and shirt combo. I'm going to subtly start adding props as we go through. I've got my earpiece, maybe I'll drop a little Boy George earring in.
You could try it, you could try a pirate hat.
Don't be crazy. You are crazy, aren't you? So we're going to go parenting when mental. We're going to talk about the after party. So we're going to touch on a bit about drugs. I know. Bonnie's back. I reckon by then Bonnie will join us here. Bonnie's the cat, everyone. Can you see Bonnie?
Bonnie features heavily in my Instagram stories because every 2 seconds I'm like, I hold on Bonnie.
This is the thing that I guess one of your main worries, and put this here before we carry on, because these whole 6 parts aren't going to be some seamless flow, because one of your biggest worries that you spoke about is jumping around, interruptions, getting out moving, and I think it's really important because this is real, this is you.
Yeah, this is all part of the autism, it's all part of me.
And we like that. And I said, so if you get up and go, you just go. And then I'm going to reel you back in and be like, right, I've got to finish what we're talking about.
It's so hard to sit down like this.
Maybe I'll just do an episode of my own. Dressed as you.
Yeah.
So we're going to do parenting when mental. We're going to do panic for the after party. So drugs, alcohol, recovery when it gets too much.
Yeah, obsessive behaviours.
Obsessive behaviours. We're going to be touching on taking your pills, medication, the pros, the cons, not the stigma that goes with it.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a big one on grief, which is a big, big topic that doesn't often get spoken about.
It doesn't get spoken about enough in the sense of, I think everyone, if you think of grief, you can think of what the stages of grief.
Yeah.
But there is, we'll obviously be going into it properly, but yeah, there's a lot of things that come as a result of that.
And then the final one we're going to be touching on, which is key, because one of the things that I do, I specialise in suicide and suicide prevention. It's what I do in the UK, and I train great people all over the country.
We had an amazing conversation about it, and everything I said, you were like, tick.
You met the criteria, you did. But we're going to talk about suicide, and we're going to do it openly and honestly, because people still are so petrified of that word.
Yeah.
And they run a mile, and actually what we should be doing is we should be understanding more.
Understanding it and not running from it and dealing with it in the right way and none of this, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh, really, Sally?
Yeah.
And in the workplace, the workplace have a responsibility because most people spend more time at work than they do at home.
Do you know, certainly in the UK, no employer has been held liable due to care for someone taking their own life.
Yeah.
And that will change. That will come about soon, and a company will be held liable. So we're going to cover these. People are probably glad to know that we're not always just me and you.
No, we've got
some good guests. We'll share before each one who they're going to be. Yeah. And basically,
I'll do like a clue. I'm going to try and dress like the guest or give some kind of thing. Maybe
okay. I like that. So we just add into it. One thing that people will learn is we like to make things tough for ourselves.
Yeah.
We're going to just...
I love an overcommitment. I mean, this is actually what this is.
Yeah.
This is lack of boundaries.
This was meant to be this. This was meant to be, hi guys, we're just here. And now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Bonnie the cat. No guests as yet, so it's only going to add to the numbers. And
I know.
And this is what it's all about. It's going to be raw. It's going to be open. We want everyone to join. We're going to drop these one every day. So if you're watching today's one, the next one will be on for tomorrow. We want you to share it. We want you to share the shit out of it. Because
don't be stingy wankers. Don't follow it. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Another thing.
Yeah.
People with big followings, whether they like it or not, which most of them don't.
Yeah.
I just think if you're not trying to make the world a better place because of your existence, deactivate your account. You can still do all your influence and things, but there'll be something that each of us is passionate about, even if it's not mental health, some kind of cause that they could use their platform to help. And by them using their platform, others will look at them and be like, oh, if she's talking about it, she doesn't look like someone that's mental. You notice I've got a voice as well that I do a lot.
I do like that.
This is another thing that the psychiatrist was like, that's part of your thing.
Your subset.
I don't know, I do it a lot though. And my therapist is Italian, so sometimes she just doesn't understand me. So I go, this better?
We've been told we're going to wrap this one up. It's good.
I don't even know what we were saying.
No, I was just going to say one other thing I want to say
now.
now, because with everything now you get trolls, you get haters. So if we've got any haters, I just want you to drop us an email and you can come and join us for series 2 and show us how good you think you are at talking about your feelings and your emotions. Because I think that's key. So anyone that doesn't agree with this or thinks they want to get involved, series 2, it's been commissioned, Sky 1 will be on it. The Queen is the next guest.
Yeah, that's who I've asked for the next guest.
So I'll see you for the next episode then, yeah? Oh.
Just felt right. Just felt that. Just felt like an actual thing.
Well done.